half guard pass I was ever shown by my coach, John Will. I still use the system to this day, but I'm modified a little bit depending on how they frame and depending on how they use their legs locked down, etc. So start with the standard half guard, and we have what we call like the cross facing. His hands are on the inside. So we're going to work from worst case is, think about it this way, is his job is to create space. So he's gently getting his frame in the way from here. And that's going to cause me to, like create space. So the part that I see is anytime that I sit backwards to raise my knee to pass it, he's going to continue to apply pressure and he's going to end up rolling me over. Anytime that I try and squeeze from here, he's going to use his right hand to push my hip, create space, and hip escape out. So he's got this ability to control me depending on what I want to do. The main reason being is I'm not controlling the head enough to stop his motion. So one thing is I want to keep his back on the ground. So first thing is frames on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like do two motions. I'm going 1 and 2. And whether I get underneath or whether I'm just here, it makes no difference. The part is now that because the majority of my weight's over the frame, if he tries to bridge and drive me, but now if they're stronger than me, I've got this thing I do called torquing the head. So my elbow drives into the head and I torque his frame. This will expose the area under the armpit as well. Plus now if he goes to bridge, the head's in such a weird, he's got no drive. Yeah, so I always want to bring my hand over the head and I want to torque the head. We're going to do this part of the body later. I'm just going to have a look at the spine and the driving part. So first of all is we try and get our palm onto their back. I'll hold it. Sorry,
you're good.
That's tight, right?
Yes.
1, 2, and that's drive, and I'm just staying here. To get rid of that, I just turn my head. So the frame's now on my jawline, so as he pushes his frame, it's locked, it's really hard, you can't move it now. Okay, start that guys, 1, 2, 3. How's that, Jill?
Yeah, go.
I always like to keep an anchor point. This means that even if he does frame and push me away, I've got this ability to hold him, where if I'm kind of here, he's got the ability to move me out, right? So I like to kind of keep a little anchor point. Now once I try and put him flat onto the back, as he pushes me away, hand comes over. Now watch this, see how his right hand's onto my hip? Yep, so I slowly drop my leg and I roll it to clear. If he keeps his hand there, you get like a micro wrist lock. I switch it and my knee's coming to the ceiling. So if he keeps the half guard nice and tight, it's going to end up with knee high. I drive my elbow backwards to torque the head. And what I'm trying to do is I turn my head and try and keep this pin nice and tight. The majority of the actions are people are going to now try and swim the underhook because they know that the frame's done. Yep, perfect. So go back down. So this is the part now that I need to invest. I'm going to take the pressure off his head. Is anytime I expose my elbow behind my body, he can use his hand to reach the inside and grab that and roll me over. Does that make sense? Anytime that my elbow is exposed, I'm pushing down. The downfall bars, I'm pushing him into my leg. So what I want to do is I want to put my elbow onto the tip of the knee instead. And I'll push it off the valley. Now if my leg's straight, there's going to be friction the whole way down my shin. Where if I have this pulled nice and tight, when it drops off the valley. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of going elbow, palm. Whatever you guys do, right, is if I push backwards, my weight's going down and he can roll me. Yeah, which is really the most common thing. Look at that, right? Yeah, get off me, okay? So what I'm doing from here is I've torqued the head, I'm not doing it, is here, so what I'm doing is I'm keeping that over. So instead of me going here and going, I give him what he wants, is I go here and my whole body rolls. Bop, and I now kill it. So what happens is, because he's got the underhook, I get access to his arm. Does that make sense? So swim, I can now start to set up my Kimuras and my attacks. Plus I'm a super heavy half guard as well. Jump up. Josh, can I go with this, mate? I haven't laid on Josh for a while. So we're here. So once again, is that the half guard coming top. The biggest issue I have is that his frame is kind of like his superpower, so I need to get rid of it. So I'm going to grab here. So if he pushes off the frame, I've got this ability to kind of stay in the zone. Wherever I'm here, he pushes, he's going to move me. So number one is the anchor point. Number two is this, as I push him onto his back, I swim, I drive my knee up to the ceiling, and I torque the head nice and tight. So I'm not trying to do a neck crank, it just puts him in an awkward position. Anytime my hand goes high, he can bridge around and turn me. So it's really important that I'm here. So as soon as this comes off my knee, I'm turning my knee here and I'm scooping. Whether I get just the bicep or whether I get underneath it is irrelevant right now. This one is your shoulders, okay, John? Okay. So if I get this one in and I squeeze, I want to get the like the shoulder off the submission. If he's a bit skinnier than me, I'll just come under and get this. I have no intention of passing the guard. So as I put pressure here, what most people are going to do, they go and try and rescue the arm. So as they try and rescue the arm, they realise they can't. So you see which way they roll. So as you roll just to rescue, and now give them the guard pass. Because they've got to try, they're not going to lift the arm up, give them the arm bar, they're going to try and put the weight down. So generally they're going to roll that way, which means I can slide through. That little shoulder crush or that little bicep crush or elbow crush is awesome on anyone that's got muscles. But because you get a lot of taps on that kind of stuff. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
A real cool behind the scenes uncut moment kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
I know. It's gone. It's gone. Never going to do that again.
Now it's going to be stupid.
So, how's your neck, Jamil?
Really, really bad.
Okay, so here. So he's got his frame, he's got his legs on the inside. So when I first started doing this, it's kind of weird. I'm going to do like a swim. So a lot of time that we're here is people underestimate the swim. So swim. Okay, so we're here. Boom, boom, boom. Swim. Ah, sucks. So 1, 2, 3, boom, from here, and just cut. So now, they start to keep their legs straight. Oh, got it. Okay, I'm gonna do the whole system, we're gonna break it down. My head, my ear goes to his ear, I squeeze my legs together, I come up. Just say if that's too tight, you know?
Yeah.
Knee slice. It's such a solid guard pass.
Yeah, sweet.
You know, and the grip's super tight on that one as well.
That's it.
Training as well as having a boy. Okay, so here, knee shield and frame. So a lot of time, like, you know, we're having issues dealing, like, and I see a lot of people are trying to get past guard, and this is really awkward. So I swim, so 1, 2, 3. And just, you know, a nice easy. So the first part from here is, and like even if she's got the K guard, the leg down, it works exactly the same. So first things first, I post, push. Elbow comes low, backstroke, swing, cut. And I'm just kind of on my knees, my feet are up nice and high, as she tries to retract the arm, retract the leg. Yeah, and this is a really cool position. One more time, it's okay. Okay, so the frame, so 1, 2, cut the knee, hand on the ground, hand by the head, and let them move. Thank you. Because she'll move to where I want to be. Cup it. Now, if you're a black belt, brown belt, here you go. Here's your knee bar. Everything's set up. Just start that, guys. Frames, knee squeeze and feet squeeze. So I'm in this position where, like, I'm out like a hand chop. So I'm gonna back step just a little bit, and that gives me the ability to push. Where sometimes when I'm in here, I don't get that ability because I'm too close to the zone. So I go back step 1, 2, 3. I'm going shoulder drive, head drive from here. What I like to do is, to make sure that it's going my favour, I drop my hip and I turn this way. So I've kind of killed her right frame as well because there's pressure. And as a general, they're going to try and squeeze their knees together to keep the half guard. Head goes to the ground, knees come together, up, 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 cross your knee through the centre, slide. So the system's a really good system as far as her reaction goes. Like it's
Counterproductive.
it's not COVID. From here, right? So like, and this is the part like, because anytime I step up, keep going, there's my leg, and there's all the leg reaps and leg grabs, etc. So I want to make sure that when I'm here, is I'm stepping backwards. 1, 2, 3, here. Oh, sorry. Sorry, through that frame. Yeah, so this is how, as she tries to squeeze, here, tap, got it. Head to the ground so she can't rescue her arm. Hold it, knee squeeze, drive all my weight through her throat, up, 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 knee slice, kill it. Damn. 1, 2, 3. So here, boom, knee shield, frame. Okay, so he's a bit taller than me, a bit longer than me. So, back step, 1, 2, my second one, 3, boom. Squeeze his knees together, pull my foot up, elbow, pop, attack the arm, he defends the arm by rolling, cool. Etc, etc. So I just added a re-swing, which is my left arm swing, so I've got that arm was pretty tight on that as well. So here, half gut, frame in front. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. So I'm in the standing half guard pass position. Yep, bring my knee up, attack from here. Now if he doesn't have the underhook, because I'm in a better position than him, is I'll slide my knee to his hip, boom, my hand swings over. Yeah, super tight.
Okay.
So my head goes to the ground, slice it, just come to top position. It's really hard for him to defend it. Okay, so half guard pass, swing, re-swing, go to the standard half guard pass.